Alright, let's go down here.
There you go. Now the two of them have become a whole lot less horribilized by war. Ooh, the Falcon of Gallia. Alfons.
Ow.
Man, that's some fucking... Is that... Where's the other wheel on that truck?
I've been trying all this time not to, like, talk about that, but I'm sure it works out in theory.
Oh, yeah, as long as Mr. Bean isn't driving by, they'll be alright. Points to anybody who gets that reference.
You're gonna have to retell this story to a cool guy about Annika here.
Okay. Ah, so it's an Annika and Alfons episode?
Well, she's present in a lot of stories.
I might have gone a little bit overboard.
I'm glad I didn't make cool guy a moderator, so he'd probably ban Blood Raven for that comment.
Yeah, don't say things like that.
I have just jokingly talked about banning people, and I've never done it. So yeah, all over VC1, I did that at least twice.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna.
He's threatened to kill multiple people at this point.
Well, that's going a little too far. I did not do that. Alfons
so apparently
owning
he got
Gloria.
super drunk and did something fucking stupid. Yeah, something that I don't think's come up yet is that our fatty fellow there, he's actually a detective before he was in the Nameless, so he's actually really good. Really good.
Imagine Detective Conan, except fat and in war. So yeah.
Yeah, and of course, what do they do to a guy who seems to know too much? And seems to get into places he probably shouldn't, involved in things he shouldn't.
I would love to see this guy trying to crawl through the window in the archives.
And yet, enough grease, anything's possible.
Don't talk about greasing of a fat person.
No, we've only done the first two. We've only done like Deet and Amy so far. So now we've got Alfons, who is our main character, the professional.
I came back to the professional, and it made me immediately think of my my Pro Elf team from Blood Bowl. The Pro
Apparently, he's also got a criminal rival. That's awesome. He really is a detective. Just Shabbat cool guy. Just to let you know, they were all talking to Annika about how she.
There are no female Tau.
I wasn't paying attention to the weird conversation going on.
You know, there are, but anyway.
I don't believe you.
They don't look.
It's like
they don't even look any different to male ones, really.
Oh, so they're like dwarves.
Yeah.
They're not
we talking about
one of the lead commanders of the Tau, Shadow's son, is a lady, and she has many sisters. Some of them.
It says I'm offline on Twitch.
But anyway, well, you're still showing stuff here. You seem to be okay.
It's I don't have.
So anyway, just to like catch cool guy up because he wasn't here. They were talking to Annika about how she, beat the shit out of a bunch of dudes, and everyone was just sort of saying, like talking about her past, and he was like, well, why don't you go? Alphonse was like, you guys aren't going to talk about your past, and they're like, oh, and so he just starts like rattling off little bits of information about all of them, and then sort of reveals that the reason he's in the Nameless is because he got his hands on some information he probably shouldn't, had an affair with a lady he probably shouldn't have. Alphonse is a detective.
The part that surprises me most is exactly how that marshmallow could have gotten his hands on a taken chick. Usually when women have the opportunity to cheat, they go with someone who doesn't look like that.
Hey,
Have you
never
seen
know.
the way this guy talks? He's extremely suave and professional and
He's
knowledgeable.
very, yeah. He's very good at what he does, and apparently he was just mentioning something about the influence of somebody else reaching across the ocean. He's got himself a rival of sorts, like he's got the Moriarty.
Commander Farsight. It cannot get more generic than that.
I also think it's incredibly appropriate that, like, as I'm watching the stream, about 3 seconds after I said that, Annika basically swoons for him. So whatever, game.
I'm waiting for you to laugh at this guy's name.
Game anticipated Sir
Waldo.
Oh my God, that dude's face.
I like how you the very first thing you always say.
Space? No,
seriously, the game was like, I feel like the writers were just like, Alfons doesn't look like much, so people are gonna be bitches about this. We gotta burn the bitches, and in this case, I am the bitch.
Commander Shadowsword. I cannot think of a more generic name than that, honestly.
Well, she has a name. They all have like names.
Are these Eldar names?
No, these are town names.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
like these are sort of titles they get over time anyway, like as part of their like ranks and stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. They actually have proper like Tau-like names, I think.
They do. It's like with like 18 apostrophes in them. The thing about Tau is that,
and their ranks.
Well, the Tau sucks, though.
Well, they end up becoming known by their epithets rather than their
Indrik
names.
Boreal took it as a personal affront that the Tau had decided to construct a base upon the moon. Of course, almost anything could offend Indrik Boreal.
I fucking love that video so much. I love Indrik Boreal, and I'm really sad he doesn't somehow just miraculously appear in Dawn of War 3. That would have saved that game, I think. If just at the end, there's this big fight,
It should
then
be a chaos.
Indrik Boreal to save the day. Just drops like 100 fucking drop pods just slam into the ground. And he walks out of one of them. Like there's nothing else in any of the other ones.
Come on, pal, let's share an apple.
No!
I'm sharing an apple with my dog. Shut up.
No, God, sweet God, no!
This is not a good place to be.
Just gonna end up going back and watching that video again.
It's a good video.
I'm gonna try to get through these as quickly
I had
as
a
possible,
flash
as
through my
always.
brain when you guys were talking about it.
5 turns, goddamn.
I had a huge smile on my face.
Shit.
Alfons knew you guys were coming, and he's here to detect
I hate
you.
these fucking APCs, man.
No, you can't win.
The only way Alphonse could be better in this particular way is if he had this weird quirk when you start him shooting at somebody. He just starts rattling off like quirks about that soldier as he continues to fire. It's like, yeah, so he's probably cheating on his wife. He was beaten as a child, blah, 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 and now he's dead.
Well, only if it's stuff that you can infer from like looking at him based on stuff, like Holmes-like stuff.
Yeah, and that particularly.
I always liked the stuff he did, like being able to tell the height of somebody based on where they wrote down something on a wall.
Mm-hmm. The British Holmes that they've had, which by the way is an amazing show, Sherlock. He does a lot of inferences that are not even remotely explained.
Yeah, no, I've heard that's actually I've heard that show is actually really awful.
I've had a lot of fun watching it. I mean, not because it's amazing Sherlock Holmes, but because it's amazing drama.
Because it's a fantastic train wreck, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they gave Sherlock Holmes a brother and sister. All right. That's a thing that's happened in that.
Well,
in
no,
that
they gave him a sister. He always had that brother.
Did he? Even in Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's?
Yeah, he was always a guy as a part of like British intelligence. He was basically like an encyclopedia of information, and that's why they kept him around.
Really?
And, like
I knew that.
yeah, no, he has been there since I think like even like one of the first books basically. Yeah, Mycroft. He's been there pretty much for most of the time.
Damn.
He's always worked.
I wonder if Audible has a good collection of Arthur Conan Doyle's works, because clearly I've got to go back and read it.
Oh yeah, go back and read it. Like it just.
It's got to
Sherlock
have
Holmes is
that part
bitch.
cut.
It's just still really good. Oh, I think isn't there a dude in the dirt just next to you there for a second? I'm pretty sure there was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They have an unabridged production of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's work with Stephen Fry doing the introductions. Length 62 hours and 54 minutes. Buy now.
And Kogai was never heard from ever again.
For
For 62 hours, give or take.
My friend and I that we do book club together. She and I have listened to a number of Peter F. Hamilton's works, and if anybody's familiar with those, you know that he writes 1,000-page books, and we'll just like wreck through a trilogy in 2.5 months. It's like 120 hours.
Malnutrition so many times.
Talking about listening to books for forever. Malnutrition. Yeah, actually.
Just keeps getting malnutrition.
Oh, hey.
Why is Sipka the best?
I like what's going on right here. I'm gonna see if I can exploit that a little bit. Oh, rip that guy. I'm such an asshole. Hey, you know what? It makes it entertaining.
Yeah, no, that seemed awesome to me. You should do more of that.
Just something
you know what's even more lame about VC2 is the escort APC costs 2 CP. Because fuck you, what a fucking asshole move that is.
There's a CP tax. A big one. Holy crap, I haven't eaten since this morning. I apologize, but I worked 15 hours a day and I barely ate through all of it.
I have seen H-Bomber Guy's review of it. That's why it sort of like stuck out in my mind when Kokai said it was good, because like the arguments against it as a Sherlock series were fairly compelling.
And I haven't seen it.
I like the damage being caused right here. I love all of that.
A thing against it being a Sherlock series. A general thing, like, you know, Deus Ex Invisible War. If you just take that as a silly shooter where you can go in a weird playground and fuck around, it's a wonderfully fun game. But take it as a Deus Ex game, you're gonna be real disappointed.
I will say, I haven't even looked at Mankind Divided because the Human Revolution's endings were so awful.
It's an okay game, but it's canceled, so we're not getting any more Deus Ex.
I've never been more offended by a game's ending than like everybody rails on Mass Effect 3's ending, and with good cause. But holy fuck, Human Revolution's ending was quite possibly the biggest load of garbage I've ever had the unprivilege of playing. I've never gone back and played the game for any more than like a few minutes before remembering, oh yeah, that's how this game ends, and
honestly,
just, like, turned it off.
Yeah, that was honestly why I could never finish the Mass Effect series. Everybody was really mad about the ending, and then I looked up generally what happens in the last act, and I was just like, wow, there is no way I'm giving another second of my life to this game. The multiplayer was still amazing, though.
Hope you guys appreciate the IMCA going on right here.
I always appreciate the IMCA happening.
Like,
I mean, I'm
the
actually
explosion,
a lot happier
like, you know, when
now
like it hit, because that's the Maul effect, like when it revs up and then explodes the thing it hits. It's fucking incredible.
Just to answer your question, Blood Raven, I don't think they're going to kill off either of them, and the reason why they're not going to kill them off is they need to have forces over there so that there can be conflicts, so that there can be, like, you know, narrative reasons people can use to, like, why X army fights Y army, etc., etc. So yeah.
Also because if they ever killed them off, that would cause a lot of longtime players to quit in disgust. I mean, just pointing that one out there, like it's exactly the reason why everybody's so amazed that they're advancing the story. They're kind of on the precipice of a situation where either Chaos fails to take down the Emperor, and the entire thing the 13 Black Crusades just kind of fizzles, and Chaos looks incredibly incompetent, which will make a whole bunch of Chaos players quit. Or the Emperor dies. Shut up!
No!
Fuck you!
This is my house!
Alfons is,
The Emperor of Mankind dies. And they, and, you know, then the Imperium looks incredibly weak, and even if they pull some weird nonsense out, like one of the current theories I hear is that Cypher is heading towards Terra to be by the Emperor's side, and they're like going to put him on the Golden Throne instead. Even if they pull that nonsense, it just looks so contrived that a lot of Imperium players will be pissed, and they'll probably quit.
This is why nobody asks nerds about Warhammer.
Meanwhile, Alfons over here is justifiably making himself way more awesome every second of the run.
More important than money. Honor before cash, bitch.
Smugness before cash.
What? I really want him to follow up to we'll send you to the safest place imaginable and just go hell. Oh wait, prison! Okay, cool.
Hell's not very safe.
Yeah.
Neither is
if
heaven.
you went to hell, like, yeah, that would be kind of like, you know, failure of their duty. Damn. True. Well, I guess he's gonna be going there later, but for now.
This is one of the best quotes of all time.
But this is pretty amazing. Oh dear.
My large stomach is filled with dreams and yes, please flash that line, because that owns.
That's one of the best quotes in any games.
Yeah, no. Annika speaking for me
Why are you
right
so
there.
fat? So I can be a better detective. And he is. It's like Sherlock Holmes and fucking cocaine. Except for him, it's
So,
lack of an E.
instead of Dr. Watson, does he have Dr. Roxo?
No, I think he just has really confused Kurt. Because he's Watson, because Kurt's just like, okay, what? Alright.
Deduction.
Deduction.
Here's Annika's. Let's do hers.
No. You really need to show us what deduction does. Like,
I can't do it from this map. Hold on. We're going to Annika's mission.
okay. The rough road of a pure fist.
4.
That's,
very literal translation.
Persona 5's translation isn't the worst translation of a game we've seen in the last year. Super Robot Wars Original Generations Moon Dwellers has a rather significant number. I just gotta reference Super Robot Wars every single video here. Like, but it actually has a really bad, like, very difficult to sort of chew your way through translation. So, like, everyone complaining about Persona 5's translation?
Hey, Veggie Maniac.
Like,
Juicy greens will re-energize me.
Okay, so there's something like this is. It did say 1935, but that's not true because the whole flow of like this side story here makes you think it takes place like after this game because they talk about fighting rebels in a town and like nobody else is really present. So the only way that like this is taking place during VC2 somehow, it doesn't really make much sense. But we still learn about Annika, so.
I do have one question, Baltic. Why does First Aid Kite say the liking Persona 5 makes you a rape apologist? Because that's really confusing.
It's like a can of worms we don't want to open.
I know, like, what?
Fucking minute I heard.
Does he mean the franchise? Does he mean shit?
No, he means specifically Persona 5.
There's
He
nothing
mentioned
wrong.
some. He mentioned some.
No, I mean,
Don't
but
fucking
isn't it
put
like-
us in here. No.
Just like. didn't pay
I'm
attention.
not gonna. No. No. No.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
that's it? Because of the first boss?
Yeah,
Alright.
you know what else has lasted
What about-
all over Persona? The big green dick that rides on a golden chariot. How about that, huh?
That guy owns.
Mara is the best. I don't care what anyone says, Mara is the best.
I use him in every Persona game that I've ever played, which in my defense has been like 2. It was 4 and
I love everyone's reaction when Mara first appears in Persona 5, actually. Like when like the little mini Maras appear, everyone's just like, oh, what the fuck?
I remember.
Really?
I remember a picture of
Really?
Super Mario Bros. There was a picture of that.
Yes.
That was a good picture.
Yeah. Where
And then it gets a
Nama's playing
mushroom and then it grows. Yeah.
Yeah, and protagonist just has his hands over
Over
her
the
eyes.
See, Robo-Kai
I will
and
say,
I
like,
were
Persona-
spirit children here.
Oh, look, I love Persona 4 for how quirky and charming it was, and
It's fantastic.
but mostly it's also for things like the Persona 5 dance game, but with like gangster music, so Nanama like she's dancing around to like fucking like gangster rap. It's great.
There's nothing wrong with anything you just said.
It's just
We'll do
great.
Gloria's mission next because Gloria is great and all. Annika's is like
Just like she beats up everybody. Annika beats up everybody. I approve of everything that's happening.
see we
here.
got the like she didn't tell the full story here. It's just like excessive self-defense. Like who fucking cares? We live in a country that needs to be like everybody needs to be armed so we can protect our independence.
Not really. I was just punishing him a bit.
A bit.
Sure, honey.
So are we still in Imka's camp here or what? With you, are you still in Imka's camp or are you still in love with Annika?
What are you talking about in terms of best girl? I
Yeah.
refuse to choose because that is a Sophie's choice.
The only choice that you should always choose is malnutrition.
Yeah, that's true.
That's never
I forgot
going
to
away.
eat. I forgot to eat.
It's never
today,
going away.
so that's a thing that
She
happens.
is never going to remember to have a fucking sandwich.
I stopped.
Anytime whatsoever.
I stopped a crime, so they sent me here for being a criminal.
Sure, why not?
Hey, look, there are rules when you self-defense can only go so far before you have crossed the realm of self-defense into, oh my god, what are you doing? You're smearing him across the ground.
Offer invalid in Florida.
Yes, yeah, in Florida.
I'm just thinking of the
in Florida, it's basically like
the
"Whoa,
gif of Bugs
ooh."
Bunny sawing Florida off.
Stand your ground in Australia, you like self-defense. You have to basically be in a situation like where there's like no chance of getting away, your life's in danger, and then but that's like you kill somebody. But like
Right.
you know, if you horribly maul someone, there's still got to be a degree of you tried to get out of the situation. Like, even when the situation went on, everything you did was in an attempt to get away from the situation. If you basically beat the guy up, like, you know, like, defend yourself and fend the guy off, but then go forward and keep, like, and keep punching them, and then you get in trouble.
Jay Sawyer
Like,
raises a
whereas-
very good point right now.
Damn. He actually does raise a really good point. Vigil, yeah, I'm left speechless at that, actually.
You gotta remember, this is Valkyria Chronicles is a world of double standards. The nobility writes the rules, or they don't follow it.
Yeah, that's a true
And-
story.
So I want to point out, like, you'll notice a little icon on the end of Gloria's pipe there. Did you notice that?
Yeah, sure, it's got like a little skull on it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh, they never explained that? I
No,
kind of
it's
figured
just-
that was a
it's
detail
just-
that would eventually
It's just a
explain.
detail. It's like Lydia's Ignis cloak pin. Remember that? Like, she has that little spiral on her chest. We actually saw that.
Yeah.
You won't remember this, but in VC2, I showed you that cutscene of, like, the Gasanarls doing the Xeon impression. And Audrey is
Yep.
also wearing a cloak with the, well, she's wearing a pendant that looks exactly like that. Igdist.
Oh no, a rebel.
Robble.
Oh, cool. We get to shoot our own dudes.
No, they're rebels dressed up as our own soldiers, killing civilians wantonly. That's
Yeah, that's why we get to. That's why we get like we're getting to shoot dudes, you know, in Galleon colors. That's great. That's cathartic as fuck. Let's do it.
Annika, cool your head a bit. Huh? Don't tell me not to. I just like how it's confusing. Don't tell me not to kill people.
I really want to hear her just do a Tim Allen grunt. That seems so appropriate with her character so far.
You know, vigilantism is like straight up not legal. Really,
Yeah,
anyway.
no, and for what it's
it's
maybe
because
in the Philippines right now.
Oh, well, that's because there's no law period in the Philippines right now.
That's because they have a deranged cannibal murderer or something.
Yeah.
Apologies to anybody in the Philippines who watches it, but Duterte is like completely fucking out of his skull.
I mean, there was a lot of that around my area when BTK was active, right? You know, the BTK killer was like 45 minutes from my house. It was pretty scary for a long while, as a matter of fact.
I could murder a BLT.
Oh, I could really murder a BLT right now.
That's disgusting.
Oh man, I'm still hungry.
That's disgusting.
I had an apple and two brats, and I'm still hungry.
Ugh.
The only problem with Annika being Popeye is that Glory is the one with the pipe, so we can't do that thing where it, like sucks the spinach in through the pipe.
Maybe
Glory would be
Gross.
maybe she's supposed to be the Bluto. She does kind of act like the wet blanket in a substantial number of these missions so far.
Gross.
Two grots with a great coat on.
Capture the camps. Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that. Got Annika. in a
Yeah,
good
it's nice.
position.
It's nice to fantasize about the idea of justice being something you can just wing in and like bat people on the nose with, like a newspaper, you know, and say "bad dog." But in truth, you know, if everybody just did that, it wouldn't really work too
Reality is there's a reason El Kabong was an asshole.
well. because he was a horse hitting people with a guitar.
Yes, and he was an asshole. For what it's worth, with regard to this,
I'm glad I knocked that guy into a prime position to open fire. I feel like I'll just go ahead and use my point now. This is like the
Sure,
only
go
good
ahead.
opportunity.
Yeah, why not?
For what it's worth, the situation in most of America is very similar to what you described in Australia, Robokai. To be able to claim self-defense, you first have to attempt to retreat from the situation, and then once you are pursued,
What?
if you are still in fear of
What?
your life, then you can use force.
Oh, fuck that.
That's only in instances of like if you like, you know, inflict harm and death on someone. Yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of Regalings fucked you there. That's rough.
Well, somehow she blew up Gooserg. I'm not even gonna ask how that was even possible.
I heard goose egg for a second and was incredibly confused.
Look, even Imka can't defeat geometry. Ugh, put me. Rolled straight up through the Galleon army here.
Oops.
Yo, fuck you too, buddy. Everybody can have a bad day, and Imka had a bad geometry day. It just happens sometimes.
This Imka's like, I'm really tired and have a headache version for not performing. Her just
Really?
like massive soul can't do anything. It's because she's really tired. Has a
Well,
headache.
she just... if she can fight with malnutrition, I don't know if a headache would bother.
Oh yeah, I did a bunch of extra missions on like an off-schedule stream. I got Gloria a new weapon.
Oh, this should be good.
Oh, let's take a looky-loo at the Glorious Stick.
It's not the best one. No, that's later.
Kind of looks like a harpoon.
You know what? Final Fantasy VIII was a bad game, but Ward had the best weapon. You know, his big-ass boat anchor harpoon.
Yes.
Man, you guys just basically have me thinking of Moby Dick, and I'm getting really frustrated because I can't think of any really good passages from the book right now. It's another one I have to reread. Damn it!
Or get an audiobook of it.
Reading means getting an audiobook of it.
Well, to you, I guess.
Well,
I mean, it does.
Hell's
Because...
Heart, I lance at thee.
Yes, there's a good one. I forgot that was from Moby Dick, actually.
That's when he's like being dragged down, tied to the fucking thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was.
That's like one of the last things Ahab ever says before he fucking vanishes beneath the waves.
That is a true story. That is one of the last things we ever have hear Ahab say. There's also a wonderful passage about. I'm paraphrasing here because I don't precisely remember.
These guys have the 3-shot rifles.
They're also hitting the dirt with their battlefield dolphin dives.
Here you see the snipe GSRR1, 3 shots. That kills through cover. You gotta watch out for snipers in this game when that shit comes into play. It's fucking insane.
Well, to be fair, the book takes forever to get to the good part because you ever been on a boat for a long distance travel? Nothing happens for a very long time.
God.
It's just how it is. You get it's basically yeah, everything builds up to that moment. And then everything goes fucking horribly wrong. It's beautiful.
The passage,
great tale of obsession.
And honestly, the tale wouldn't work without all of that build-up, simply because we have to see exactly how much Ahab's hatred and obsession is eating him whole. It's kind of like saying 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea would have worked if it was half as long. And technically speaking,
Wouldn't that have just been
yes.
10,000 leagues?
Yeah, I mean it would have.
Sorry.
I mean, you're not wrong. You would have been 10,000 leagues with Nemo instead of 20,000, but we wouldn't have been able to see
nearly as
Nemo
impressive.
get deconstructed. But yeah, we honestly just need to see how just his obsession just destroys him. Also, that MG turret though.
Hey.
Wait, where did you get another?
I reloaded because I blew up my tank!
Oh, okay. I was busy talking about books. Leave me alone.
I even told you that, and you didn't even remark about how ridiculously bullshit that was. Like, somehow the mortar flies over the target and, like, all these walls to hit somebody not even on screen and blow my car up. Dude, what happened to my frickin' car, says Carl. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the best show ever.
Okay, that was good. You brought that home really well.
I wish I could have, like, Christopher Walken, like, bitch about all the things I hate in this game for me every time I get mad. Gotta have more cowbell!
Book Thief, that's a good one. I really like that one. The one that I was thinking of is the one that Picard quotes in the Star Trek movie in, like, I believe it was about 2005. If he had been able to concentrate all of his hate, obsession, and fury into a harpoon, he would have destroyed not only the whale but also himself and most of the world around him. Just like, mwah.
Dunk.
What the hell? I keep running over my headphone cord.
Maybe you should stop doing that. Also, I'm gonna blame your dog for that one.
He's not even in the room right now.
No. He doesn't need to be. You're missing out the point here. Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
We are the justice, not you.
Oh no, this just got dark.
Learning a valuable lesson about the concept of strength and justice.
Are we playing
Justice
Track and
is not
Guard?
merely... Jeez, Gloria, he must be really fucking short over there. I mean, how does that even
Is
work?
always
Like,
bent over.
or is Annika just that fucking tall?
She has a bad back. That's literally one of her potentials is bad back. Gloria.
That's okay.
If you crouch behind sandbags, something bad happens. I'll go look at it with deduction here in a second.
The Gloria's trying to explain. Gloria's basically explaining, yo, why this whole I'm really strong, that's all that matters So, I'm right. Usually tends to fuck up.
Might does not, in fact, make right. Hi, Annika.
That's why Kamen Rider always must fight for something, not simply for the sake of fighting. But, yeah.
It's good.
P.S. Watch Kamen Rider X8 is quite possibly the greatest fucking mindfuck I've watched in a very long time. Like, it's a show. It's rapidly overtaking Kamen Rider Drive, which was like police officer Kamen Rider. That's one of my favorite Rider series.
We just need. I need to quote Linya on this. Gloria remains fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to what you were doing.
Okay. Well, Linya also had a really good question there. You might as well answer that while you're interrupting us.
Who? Gloria?
Gloria is well, we might find that out in her story, but she's basically one of Gallia's greatest smugglers.
She's been in the Nameless almost as long as Inka has. She's number 2. That's her number.
Yeah, and she's basically one of the most prolific criminals in the entirety of Gallia.
Yes.
But not like a criminal who does like murder crimes or anything like that, or break and enters. She just basically gets her hands on anything.
She got caught, and she decided, she's not ready to retire yet. So she joined Nameless because, well, I think she was. I don't remember the full story. Either she was in a militia, but either way, she did get caught at some point. So let's see, let's go, oops, wrong place, let's get out of there. Nothing to buy.
But yeah, so Drive was my favorite, but X8 is, X8 is about a team of doctors who are currently fighting against this virus infecting people, but the virus comes from video games. And so people get infected with video games, so they have to, like pull out the virus, which turns into monsters called bugsters. That are themed after the games they infect people with.